Hey, Wyatt, I was wondering if you could just touch on the run game and some of the struggles it's been really getting that going since the Pittsburgh game. I know Jerome had that great performance after Nick got hurt, but against Tennessee and Baltimore, you guys really seemed to struggle getting it going on the ground. What do you think's going on there?
Yeah, I think that missing 24 is a big deal to that. He's the human eraser, as we like to call. Damn good player. So, we got to be able to, run without one of the best running backs in the league. It's not easy. That's a good front. Even though they were banged up, the scheme's good. Those linebackers are unbelievable. So, we had to run the ball well early. When you don't do that and you get behind, it's hard to just be able to run the ball. I know that that's what a lot of people say and a lot of couch coaching would say, but it's not that easy. You got to be able to pass effectively, run effectively, and if you can't do that, then it's going to end up like yesterday.
And just what was the adjustment? Yeah, going into the game, everyone was feeling like Deshaun was going to start that game. So just what type of an adjustment was it for you guys up front, having DTR in there, and how do you think he handled it?
Yeah, no, I mean it's hard. Experience is so much in this league. We had a good plan. We went into it, a couple mistakes here and there, and that's it's going to be the telling of the game. You get behind. Our defense played extremely hard, but we left them out there too long. Any defense is human when you get them tired. So we had to execute, and we didn't do that. We got to play better. We got to be able to deal with the adjustments, deal with the schemes, no matter what they are. And we didn't do that yesterday. So it sucks, but I still believe in this team. Deshaun, whoever's back there, I always say this, I'm too busy worried about the guys who are trying to rip my head off at the defensive line than worried about who's trying to throw a pass. So I'm more focused on my job and, trying to win my one-on-one.
All right, next we'll go to Kelsey.
Yeah, well, going off of that, yesterday Joel said that part of the issues that he saw came with the blocking. What did you see in that aspect of just kind of that led to some of those struggles as a line that you guys have to work through heading into next week?
Yeah, no, I mean, with fronts like that, they try to put, one-on-ones all game. So it's basically 4 hours of one-on-ones. It's not easy. Everybody has to be doing their job. That's why this is coach always says it, but this is the greatest team sport ever, because you're only as strong as your weakest link, and on any given play. I mean, I had plays that I wish I had back, every single one of us do. And when that happens throughout the game, say 50, 60 plays, 70 plays, and one player of the 11 is messing up, it sucks, but that's kind of what happens. We got to be able to, I've said this before, but execute. If we can execute, then, execute your one-on-ones, be able to make someone miss. And that's what makes Nick, so prized, is that he can make one guy miss. And, even if you're not perfect, he can make it right. And, he's awfully missed, but, we got to be able to do it without him.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Yeah, Wyatt, after two straight games of kind of some really tough run defenses and also just some challenging output by you guys in the running game, what makes you feel really super confident that, that you guys will be able to kind of pull it together and run the ball the way you guys can?
Yeah, no, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. We have to. There's, to be able to pass effectively, being, third and manageable, we got to be able to run the ball and run the ball early. It's something that we weren't able to do yesterday. We got a couple stops. We had a huge run, the first play of the game, called back on a holding call. But, reffing or not, we got to be able to, stick to it. And even if something like that happens, we got to still be able to keep that aggression going. But like I said, that's a hell of a front, great linebackers. So, if you get into the passing game, it's not going to be as fun. So we got to be able to run the ball early, and often. And, whenever given the opportunity to make a big play, we gotta take it. So execute on their mistakes. Every team makes a mistake. Like I said, if, 70 plays and one guy misses on a play, you got to be able to make one guy miss and, make plays. But again, I'm not throwing the ball in the NFL. It is crazy difficult. I cannot imagine. I just have to block the big guys who are trying to rip off their heads. And if I can do that, then, I'm doing my part. And if we all do our part, our 1/11th will be all right.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Wyatt, did it feel like it was a jolt or any confusion when you found out it wasn't going to be Deshaun?
No, I don't think it was any confusion. The system in the NFL is how it's always been, but especially now it's next man up. We got to be able to execute with whoever's out there. If that's Deshaun, then great. There's a reason he was paid so much. He's a hell of a player. And if it's DTR, there's a reason he's number two. He's got to be able to take those mental reps and do it. And it's not easy. Like I said, I couldn't do it. So me having an opinion on a quarterback is who cares? I'm an offensive lineman. I don't put my hands under center. I don't deal with the ball all the time. I just got to be able to do my job better. And, if I give, one more yard, hopefully, someone can make someone miss and, get an 8-yard gain. I mean, we've done it for years. Obviously 2-4 is great, but whoever's back there, Jerome is a great back. Kareem is a great back. Pierre is a great back. So we just got to be able to do it. Obviously Nick is, going to be that, absolute monster, but it sucks missing him, but we got to be able to do it. And it's hard. I mean, this is the NFL. You're going against pretty stout defenses, especially early on right now. So we just got to be able to execute.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Dan.
Hey, Wyatt, obviously, Dorian didn't have the game he wanted to have yesterday, but how did he handle himself throughout that game and in the huddle, kind of as everything was going on?
I mean, he's tough, man. I mean, he was getting hit, leaving the pocket, trying to get those last couple yards and, getting absolutely smacked, some plays where, I wish that, I gave up a sack where I wish I just, protect a little bit better just to save a hit, late in the downs where, you're blocking for 4, 5, 6 seconds. And then, your guy gets off late to hit him in the head. You got to be able to, take care of him. And, it sucks. I mean, I apologize to him. I was like, dude, I got to be able to play better, make sure that you're not touched by my guy. And if all 5 of us do that, we're going to be all right. Obviously there's plays where guys get hit. I mean, this is the NFL, they're paid too. And they're a damn good team. So, we got to be able to do it. Dorian is a great kid. He's just got to be able, to compartmentalize this, put this in the past. Yeah, it sucks, but you're a great player. You're going to be great. Just take it with a grain of salt and be ready to work.
And I guess, Kevin told us that Ethan is going to be day-to-day. So I guess how relieved are you that wasn't a more serious injury?
Yeah. I mean, the play that it happened on, I'm hopping back and my guy kind of falls inside and, I think the running back was running right through and the guy landed right in front of the linebacker, tripped right over the running back right into his knee. So, I was super sick yesterday, feeling like, I hurt him. And really he was like, yeah, my legs are, it's hurting, but, I'm day to day. I'll be all right. And I was like, thank the good Lord. I love my brother, so I don't want to ever hurt anybody. Even the guys that I'm playing against, you never want anybody to be injured. You never want anybody to be hurt. It's a physical game, but I want everybody to go home and and see their family. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to see anybody get hurt. And especially someone on your side of the ball, especially after these past couple of weeks where we've had some serious injuries. I thank God that he didn't have a super serious injury. I know him, I know his work ethic, and even if it was serious, he would be back to the plow and working again. And if it wasn't serious, he's going to be back to the plow and working again. So he's a great teammate, great leader, and I'm thankful for him. So
thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Wyatt, obviously the other big injury being Jack for you guys, just what's it been like these last few weeks, like kind of, plugging DeWand in there and you getting used to playing with him on that side and what's important going into the bye week in that respect? Yeah,
no, we got to be able to take a step, win or loss. It's a step, you learn from the wins, you learn from the losses. You try to treat them the same way. Obviously wins are better. Everything's better when you're winning. You could have a couple bad blocks and it's okay because you won. And they can be ugly wins. And I know Bill Callahan will be upset, but we're going to be okay as a unit. And when you're not playing well, sucks. We win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. We just got to be able to be consistent. win back to back. And if we can do that, we're going to be okay. We just got to be able to, right the punches. Good teams, doesn't matter what the score is, their mindset is they're going to win. So we just got to be able to do that.
And then the last couple of years, I mean, you guys have gone into bye weeks with a win. You've gone into bye weeks with a loss. Like, what's most important, I guess, this week when you don't have the opportunity to flush like a bad game right away?
Bad game. Yeah, no, we definitely have to be able to, get our bodies right, get fresh, but realize that this is just one quarter of the season. We still have 3 quarters to go. That there's so much ball to play, and we have really good teams that we have to play and beat. And our futures are destiny. If we handle it, if we do it the right way, we're gonna be okay. If we sulk on it, we suck, which is not, this team does not suck. This team is a great team. We just got to be able to play right and execute when we need to. Our defense is unbelievable, but when you leave them out there, they're going to get tired. You still see them. We had a play, I think, where we stayed on the field for 2 minutes and our defense finally got some energy back. It was like, all right, we're going to go whoop their butt. So if we can do that, if we can play complementary football, execute when we have to, manage what we can control. We can't control what the defense is going to do. They're really good players. They're going to go into different fronts that we may not have seen, but be able to, know your adjustment and, your assignment. If we can do those things, be all right. I believe in this team. We have all the pieces. We just got to, we've lost a couple of key pieces, but we've got to be able to next man up and play.
When you look at how you guys played defensively yesterday, what stood out as, things that you want to take from the game, but also, especially in that second quarter, what are areas you guys want to improve on?
Yeah, wasn't good enough. Obviously, we didn't play winning football defensively. I think, you get in a game like that, you start off well and then you kind of get a couple lapses, and that's what happens when you play against a good football team in the NFL. They have playmakers as well. So we had a couple drives where, we had a couple lapses and we allowed one play to become 2 plays and 3 plays, and then they're in the red zone, and we put ourselves at a disadvantage. So like I said, there were some positive things, obviously, that we can learn, that we can take into the next game. But obviously, a lot of stuff for us to learn from and get better from, and we'll be better for this game. This game really, as we watching the tape, we're like, we'll be better from this because we saw things that we needed to see.
And like, kind of following up on that, of like, obviously it is just one game, but do you guys still feel as a defense like really sound and like that you guys can continue on the dominance that you guys had, I guess, before yesterday?
Yeah, no doubt. I don't think there's no flinch in our room, no panic in our room. Obviously guys want to win, and that's the hunger, that's the mindset of our team as always. And it sucks when it doesn't happen, so, it's funny, like, you can look at this and, we could be like, we played, 3 games that we played really solid defense and we didn't do one or whatever, however you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, we're a 2-2 football team, and it's unacceptable. We hold ourselves to a higher standard. We're an average football team right now. That's what the record says, and we want to be an above average to elite team. And we got a long way to go. Obviously, a long season, but we need to take steps in the right direction.
All right, next we'll go to Scott.
Hey, Anthony, I think you touched on this after the game, but was there any jolt or confusion when you guys found out yesterday morning that Deshaun wasn't going to be able to play?
No, not at all. Obviously, you always want to go out there full strength with, franchise quarterback. Obviously we found out that he wasn't playing, but that doesn't change us defensively. Obviously we got to go out and play our game, and, we didn't do that no matter who was at quarterback yesterday. So, obviously we learn from it. Obviously we understand that injuries happen. Nobody's going to feel sorry for us as a team. And the Ravens didn't, so we got to be ready to go. And no matter who's at quarterback, defensively, we got to do our job.
And Jim Schwartz last week said sometimes success is harder to handle than failure. With the great start that you guys got out to, do you think that had any part in the little bit of a letdown yesterday?
No, not at all. I think every game is a game within itself. Obviously you want to be perfect. You want to, shut teams out and all that stuff. But again, like I said, you play in the NFL long enough, it'll humble you really fast. So you're never going to say, we played 2 or 3 games and, we played great defense and all that. the game finds a way to humble you every single day, every single opportunity. So obviously we just got to learn from it. We got to be better from it. I think, it's a early buy, but I think it comes at the right time. I think it comes at a time where we really needed to just reset, refocus, and go on a long run and understand that, the NFL, man, we talked about it, me and Rodney McLeod, just saying that like the NFL is a humbling game, and we needed to be humbled, so we'll learn from it. We'll be better from it. And this game will be a stepping stone into why we, reach the point that we want to reach at the end of the season.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Ashley.
Hey, Walk, I know I asked you a little bit about this yesterday, but going into the bye, after a loss, I mean, the last 2 years, this team has gone into the off week after a loss, after a win. Like, what's most important in terms of that, like regrouping, but still taking some time to get away, but still staying focused, all that stuff?
Yeah, like I said, balance of reset, refocus, refresh. Obviously you would rather be going into the bye with a win. Obviously we can't, sit here and, change that outcome. It is what it is now. Like I said, we just have to focus on getting reset, refreshed, refocused as a team, and then come back and be ready to go. I think it helps that we play against a really good football team when we get back, and we all know that, and everybody's looking forward to that matchup. So, it's just another opportunity for us that guys just have to wait 2 weeks instead of 1 week. So.
And Miles talked like a little bit about this yesterday, but he was like super confident. It seemed like that guys wouldn't hold on to this loss longer than they needed to, and that it'd kind of be flushed after film today even. How do you feel about that? Do you agree?
Miles is a little different, obviously. No, obviously, you want to flush it. Wins, losses, ties, you want to flush it and move on to the next. This is a bye, and you don't play another game, till next week. So I gave myself a 48-hour rule instead of a 24-hour rule. So it's still on my mind right now. Miles probably kicking me in the head right now, telling me to get over it. But I still got a couple more hours to just sit on this one and watch some more film and, correct some mistakes and all that stuff. But you want to flush it, and we need to be long past this by the time we get back. So.
All right, next we'll go to Mary Kay.
Anthony, just wondering if it was a little disconcerted to watch Miles kind of leave the stadium in the walking boot the way that he did, and, maybe even just a little rattling to see him have to hobble off the field like that.
I'm not worried about Myles Garrett ever. So you guys can worry for us, but I told him he need to take that boot off right now because it's like he's just doing it for show at this point. But he'll be fine, man. I know he'll be fine. He's a warrior. He's a battler. He's going to be ready to go. He's going to do everything to be ready to go that next game that we have. So I'm not worried about that at all.
Okay, thank you.
All right, next we'll go to Justin.
Hey, Walk, obviously being a veteran and a leader of this team, it could be tough coming, having to go into a bye after, having suffered a tough loss. How do you stay patient to know your guys' time is going to come, knowing that you can't just get right back out there next Sunday and kind of avenge the loss?
Well, one thing about a bye, it gives you a chance to, like I said, just retool, refocus, the NFL is long, man. Training camp, off season, all that stuff is just long. So anytime you have this little mental reset that you can have, you want to use that. Obviously it sucks going into a bye after a loss. Always sucks. It's never, you can be 10-1, you lose that one and you got a sick taste in your mouth, after losing that one going into a bye. So, for us, like I said, we can use this as a stepping stone, which I'm sure we will as a team. We will use this as a stepping stone. That game, this bye week, probably perfect timing. And then the week after, it's crazy how the NFL schedule works. That it landed just like that. Where we have a chance to defend our home turf against a great NFC team. A team that consistently has been, playing for NFC title or Super Bowl title the last few years. A great challenge for us, and I think the guys are excited about that. So that's gonna that is going to make the bye week go a little bit more. We're still, guys are going to be hungry.
It's time for Miles to throw that boot away, huh?
Please. Please.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go back to Scott.
Hey, Anthony, when you're talking about the bye coming at a great time, is part of that because it feels like so much has happened through these 4 weeks, whether it's losing Nick and kind of the up and down nature of, win one, lose one?
Yeah, that's the NFL. You never can predict it. They can talk about the script and all that stuff that they want to, but the emotions of being in the NFL, of playing football, the way injuries happen, all that stuff. It's an emotional battle, and like I said, anytime you're able to kind of just get that reset, it does wonders for your team. So again, we just happen to have ours, I feel like at the right time. I'm a little selfish at this point. Obviously, coming back from injury, playing 4 games in a row, obviously, body sore, all that stuff. I haven't not played, since last September. So for me, I feel like it's perfect timing as well. But like I just said, for our team, just to kind of reset, refocus, I think it'll be huge for us.
Thanks.
All right, and go back to Mary Kay.
I need
You're good.
Unmuted. Okay. I was waiting to push the button. Okay. So, Anthony, Kevin Stefanski had pretty high praise today for David Njoku coming in there and gutting it out after what he went through on Friday night. Seeing him the way that I know, saw him yesterday and seeing him do what he did on the field. What are your thoughts on what David did yesterday?
Yeah, he's a tough character, man. I told him, first of all, he's a character for, I don't know what he tried to do at home. It obviously wasn't done the right way. But man, just the will to get out there on the field and go to war with your teammates. I thought that was awesome. Seeing him and seeing how he responded. I could tell you now, I don't think I'm playing in that game. With the way everything. I don't know if you guys have seen him, but it was a lot. He's tough, man. He's a tough guy. That's just always been his persona since I've known him, throughout college and being in the NFL. He's a tough guy, and I wasn't surprised, but obviously you never, he's tough.
Thank you.
All right, and last one from Kelsey.
You touched on it a little bit, but also Greg Newsome last night was talking about how there were the little things on the defensive end was what was missing. So I guess what are those little things that you guys have to now, I guess, kind of focus on for week 6?
Yeah, we can't give you all our secrets. Yeah. But no, I think just the fundamentals, tackling, covering, communication, all that stuff. I think, you never, as long as you play in this NFL, you'll never have the game down pat all the way, and I think we, as a team, we know that. As a defense, we know that. We got to be better at everything, the little details, the everyday process of getting ready for a game, all that stuff. It just has to be better. We understand that. And then I don't want that to be like, like I'm blowing it out of proportion that, they didn't do the little things or they had communication breakdowns. It wasn't that. But, after a loss, everything is heightened. That's just what it is. That's the nature of the business that we live in. Now, if we had won yesterday and had 20 mental errors, it would be downplayed. But at the end of the day, we want to be a championship defense. No matter whether we win or lose, we need to learn from it. We need to be better from it and not make the same mistakes twice. And I think that's, kind of what Greg was talking about. Not really the fact that, we did little things wrong the whole time, but to be an elite defense, you got to do the little things right every time. And that's, just how we see it and how we want it to be done.